Hi, Mike. We have a little turnaround Tuesday action today. I saw you posted in main chat that it was either 2 or 3 days up that you were selling into it, and brings me to my question: buy the dip or sell the rip, buddy?
Depends on the stock and it depends on the price action. I wouldn't say, well, first of all, let's welcome to TradeGATEHub and let me sign in.
Okay.
Like I said, this is TradeView Markets and TradeGATEHub. This is the way I sign in, just like everybody else does. We try to make it that simple. So you can just get down to execution. We don't want, that's it. Boom. Okay. Uh, Posted here about what was the question, Coach? Turnaround Tuesday. Listen.
Yeah, we had a little turnaround Tuesday. We were higher, especially Nasdaq came off, went negative. S&P is holding up better.
You know what? There were some good, there were some sales. You know what? Let me share my main screen if I will. That's TradeGATEHub. But that's, by the way, that's my, before I change screen, good AM. That's my signature, if you will. So
It is.
that's when I'm on. It's no surprise to what that is. No, I'm not a boomer. I'm a Generation Xer, but regardless, you should know who that is. If you don't, they said something like that the person, Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
She never heard of Van Halen before. And I said, holy shit. I said, that's it. So if you don't know who Gordon Gekko is, that's equivalent of not knowing who Van Halen is in my
And if you don't have a phone like that, you're in trouble.
Well,
It's
if
a
you
van.
if you didn't pay at least $10 a minute for that phone, then you never made it before.
Yeah,
So
he
that's
was
what.
on the beach. He made I don't know, 800K in Hong Kong gold. So
Listen, this is my main screen. It's my
yeah,
main screen all the time. I share it all the time. It's my main
yeah,
universe. This is retailers. I have the cryptos. This is the bet. Anything that's interest rate sensitive tends to be a little bit on the left corner, if you will.
yeah. They're acting good, and yields must be coming back because the banks are acting okay today.
You know what? And I got fooled on a couple of things. There were some good ones, some bad ones. I got fooled a little bit. The oils I tried to fade. I'm still in a poor fade here as we speak. But you know what? This is my some followed through, some didn't. Everybody knows I'm big in Mattel, and Mattel went from 92 to 90 to 96. Overstock followed through. This is the overstock trade we're looking through. I mean, this is why I go third day up. Let
Yeah.
me give you an example of Roblox.
Okay.
RBLX. Listen, it's a tool, it's a method. I don't have my own RSI, my own sentiment. It seems to be working for a quarter century, if you will. So I go by it. By the way, it's no surprise that it pulled back a little bit. So when RBLX goes from 53 to 60, 68, and has a little bit of resistance at the 10 day or the 8 day, actually changed it.
Yeah.
That's 10 day. That's when I take a little bit off here. And
Yeah,
that's
in
why I
two
came off.
days, nice trade. So, I mean, that's really the question. Everyone's debating. If you're a bear, you're using strength in the indexes to build short positions.
Well,
If you're a bull, you're long looking for new highs here.
well,
And if you're a trader, you're opportunistic within large ranges.
Well, you are opportunistic. And let me give you an example, okay? And listen, I've been doing this a long time, and it doesn't mean I'm going to be right on my next trade. It doesn't mean I made money on my last trade either. But when you have something like this, let me give you an example. Where's this? Why can't I pop this thing up here? Open.
A
Uh,
tactical sentiment.
no, it's oh, you know what? It's probably hidden besides one of my things. The Jim Cramer thing. Okay. This is you can see my screen, my quotes. Hold
Right
on.
now, we're looking at
Yeah, right here. Let me
the
give you an
main chat.
example. Okay.
Main chat.
Jim Cramer.
Okay.
This was what, the 27th of January, 22nd, 27th of January, 3-4 days ago. So Jim Cramer said, okay, by the way, he's not the, he's the litmus test, if you will. He's like pH balance zero. You know what I mean? He's not the judge. He's not the jury. I wouldn't say he's a pro because he's more macro, but certainly he's obviously who he is. He's a frame of reference and a major one. I use it. So 3 days ago, whatever it was, he said stunning 10th day in a row that decliners outpace advancers. Nothing seen like this in 2 decades. Okay. Now, listen, he says something like this in 2 decades. You could say you could exaggerate it or not. My point being, this is being tactical, not short term, not even long term. Is that when you make a reference on that, seeing all the geopolitical things that have happened, presidencies, a financial ruin, even a couple of corrections, even to this. and he said something like that. And let me go back to what
Yeah,
Helene.
I mean, something that hasn't
Oh, hold
happened
on.
in
Yeah.
20 years
Okay.
means something.
Let me go back to Helene says. Okay, this is amazing. Helene this morning says there has NASDAQ 90% upside volume day. There has been none of this in the last 5 years. Okay, that's what Helene says. There was another one she says where, bear with me, please.
A lot
Something.
of unprecedented stuff happening here.
Okay, here it is. Best 2-day finish of the month of the NASDAQ since October 1987, the crash. Okay, so you have Jim Cramer 3 days ago saying you've never seen the NASDAQ have more 9 out of 10 decliners. And by the way, there are a lot of stocks, I've been saying it all week, that have been, I'm getting my main point. I'm getting back to your answer, coach. This is a really, when earnings are coming up this week, especially even AMD now, with all these moves and settling and backing and filling, this is where the cream of the, this is where really the best of breeds are going to come to the front. You'll tell if they're stopped squeezing hood or if it really built the base, or you'll tell if my path holds still, or you'll tell if DraftKings or Penn are basing or hold the levels they should. So this is a time when rotation and best of breed is really prevalent. When you have the VIX making moves and stocks that hold on good volume and price action, they stick. So when you have extremes like Jim Cramer say something like that, and Helene saying, and by the way, we were right on this, the best finish to do. We told we knew that the CTAs were underfunded and that everybody had to put fund. Listen, the reason why it may be an antiquated
month-end flows.
Well, yes, it is. It may be an antiquated method or a plan, if you will, about everybody hedge funds getting 2% and 20%. But even if you get 1%, you obviously know what you're getting in the bank right now. So if a guy looks at a statement and says, "Why aren't you putting my money to work? I'm losing money if you're not doing anything with the rate of inflation." People got to put money to work. They got to answer, and that's exactly what happened. I don't know where it ends, but that's why the market made it move the end of the day where it is. We got a gold thing here. I don't know what that means.
Okay. Well, you know what? The debate on the street, Mike, is whether last Monday's low was enough, and that's low the move, and we're on our way to new highs. I tend to think that there's one more shot to the downside. There's a lot of supply in the market, and doesn't mean that that it'll be the end of the world. In fact, I think one more low in the averages could set up a great buying opportunity for a position.
The bottom line is that's the dream setup.
Okay, well, I'm a dreamer.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I mean, listen, if you then write it down on paper, then it becomes a plan.
I like that. NLP.
Yeah, but I'm saying is, you know what I mean? But I don't really have, I don't really, I want to see really what happens here. When I'm getting back to what I posted on TradeGATEHub, the Dow is the largest January percentage drop since 2016. Percentage drop, that's not point drop. We're all elevated. Right. Then I say before, the dream scenario would obviously be, and the most bullish one, in my opinion, I don't think many would beg to differ, would it go back and retest. Yeah. Actually, that would hurt a little bit on the long-term account, but what are you going to do? I mean, if it's really bullish in what I believe in, then I want it, but I don't want it to be where everybody, has a plan until they get punched in the face type of scenario. But I do like the fact that retail hasn't jumped in yet, which I think is very bearish, because when they jump in, no disrespect to the retail trader, that is a little bit bearish. Market sentiment, NASDAQ futures, pardon me, they were even dark pools were buying this morning. I'm sorry, I've been up very early. Dark pools were buying. That was bullish. I posted this morning. That came to fruition. Option flow, upgrades, downgrades. This is the macro view. You appreciate this. Everybody's got to go over that at their own time, really. Art posted some trades. And by the way, this is important. Kathy Wood has a groove back. And by the way, if you don't know what the Kathy stocks are at this point, I'll give them to you if you want, if somebody asks from later. But she's, it's going to be on CNBC tonight, and whether you like it or not, they're going to move. And those are the stocks: Hood, Path, DNA, Roblox is one of them. Coin, and Nutella is a big one. God forbid, even that's a best of breed. So I'm not really worried about that, because everything else is holding there. So that's important. That's a market mover. That's an intermediate market mover. The short term, these are the movers. Look at the stocks had these ranges, 150 to 300% ranges yesterday. Huge. Hood, to no surprise. FVR, ENPH followed through. Plug, I shorted that. I covered it nicely. Got out of it, luckily. We'll go to the charts in a little while. The bottom line is this is the, well, I'll get to this right now, coach. And the key is to see how the stocks react to news as they make. Okay. Listen, I think that the interest rate scare, if you will, whether it be 3, 4, 5, or 6, is to a large degree baked in. That's my opinion. Now this is a key week of earnings. As I said before, we'll go over the list. Okay, this who has earnings today, if I will. We have it. I should have it. Okay. So you have AMD, you have Google, you have EA, which is arguably a big stock in my opinion. You have Gilead, you have General Motors, MSTR, which is the crypto play, Starbucks, which is a major, it's a Dow stock, I believe. And in the morning, ABB. So you have stocks that are going to react more predicated upon where they are on the charts more than an inch. You'll see if the selling or this little 3-day a little V move up is really going to hold or not, if it has credence. And you want the AMD to lead the way and show. That's what my plan is. The plan last week was to go through Powell. We did it. We traded through it. We went through a little bit of pain. It's still yet to be determined now. But on the intermediate side, that's where we sit. I'm waiting to see what happens. I'm trading tactically. That's all.
Okay. What sectors are catching your eye today?
Well, let's go to the videotape, as I say. I'm afraid. Well, actually, I'm not afraid to look. It's just I don't want to be distracted. What's going on now? Let's go to my main screen. Okay. What sectors? Well, the futures are going lower now. Exxon's not, you bastard. The overstock acting well. How about this? The futures right now are breaking low. I believe 4474. The biotechs are breaking higher. The Tella's hanging in there. So I like the bios, which break. You know what? I'll tell you what.
Are the bios kind of a counter trend group, Mike, where they didn't perform well while the market was going up and making successive higher record highs?
Well, I'd like to say that the more interest rate, there's roadblocks hanging there, more interest rate sensitive.
Okay.
A lot of stocks are hanging in there as the futures come in. Here's my chart on the futures. And this is the diamond pattern. Exxon still room, no rotations out of energy. I'll kind of tell you why I don't think there's any room, because Exxon had their buyback today. And this is the chart on Exxon, Lewis. Let me go to this. I was looking at this today. Exxon, this is the daily. Let's go to the Exxon weekly. And by the way, I think Exxon at $80, everybody knows where Gamma is. And Gamma, Exxon's a major option stock. And I think that the Gamma play especially holds it around 80. But this is the RSI on Exxon going back to 2016, 6 years. See this RSI? Yeah, it's never been higher now. So certainly Exxon, after making a move, from 74 to 79, you might want to buy it a pullback, but I don't know how much room do you still think it has here, Lewis? Everything is, you're an RSI, right? Every time the RSI gets to here, it pulls back. Every time the RSI gets up here, it pulls back. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't buy it here, but I think it's extended. And by the way, I think it's up this much is because it implemented all their buybacks and it's stuck near 80. That's my opinion.
I think a lot of people also are gravitating towards energy because they believe there'll be an oil shock if Putin invades Ukraine.
And Lewis doesn't think we're rotating out of energy. Which ones do you like, Lewis? Give me a winner. Am I buying ConocoPhillips here? I'm serious. No, I want, I'm catering to the audience. But the bottom line is the futures made a bounce. And he's probably right on it, by the way.
I mean, oil held up great during the equity decline, and it was a 10% decline.
Well, listen,
15 in NASDAQ, and I kept looking for energy to give some back. It barely did.
Well, energy right now, it's a rotation play. You know what? It's probably a better. Listen, it's better. As Lewis said, it's probably a better buy on a dip. But I wouldn't be buying Exxon here.
How the miners look, Mike? A lot of people thinking, maybe the dollar peaked yesterday and the metals are popping today. I'm still. What do you look at, Newmont? Yeah.
Well, there's the 3-day up on GLD.
Yeah.
Am I showing my charts?
It seems like it's all. Yeah, you are. It's all one market. And look, it went down with the market. It's bouncing back with the market. There really isn't that much differentiation. It's like it's all one market. When risk is on, gold goes up. When risk is risk off, it's going down. The only difference is magnitude, but
Well, I'll tell you something. If I'm looking at Newmont here and
yeah,
I'm looking at looking at GLD, by the way, Lewis, I'm not patronizing you. That was a good question about Exxon. So I don't want to get look. So what I'm saying, I don't want this to act this way. If I'm going to trade something that moves like this, give me a technology stock for crying. You know what I mean? What am I want to trade gold for this? I
yeah,
mean,
you're talking about a huge range.
I leave this to the gold bugs because that type of move in GLD is for the professionals, not to be facetious. So if I'm going to trade stocks that are moving like that, then let me go to Newmont, by the way, which is holding there. But even Newmont is moving like an RBL, like a, you know what I mean? That's making a similar type of move. And I like stocks that trade in groups. And no, there's no surprise that Newmont trades in groups, but there's no even the gold stocks themselves are segregated, for lack of a better term. AEM, I don't. I mean, what do you look at the mod? I wouldn't know what to do if someone asked me, Coach. You know what I mean? GDXJ.
I do.
What's yeah? I don't.
Wait, I think there's a very big long-term buying opportunity coming here in the miners, but not yet. I mean, if you heard me last Wednesday, I said the toughest trade for a commodity trader last Wednesday was to short gold with 160,000 troops on the Ukrainian border. Broke $70. I just don't think it's over yet.
Well, I don't like I said, I don't. You know, that's for the FX guys and for the macro guys. I don't want to step in front of that. You know, that's maybe why I don't trade it
I
much.
think there was a big natural gas move yesterday, and those shares really didn't keep up with the oil shares. You long any of the nat gas shares?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Although I should, like I said before, I should have shorted UNG because I think that opened, and that's contra, and I thought the market was going to be strong. And that, remember I told you last night? Well, that opened down a little bit and it bounced. Lewis has a question, and there's couple of stocks that I like, Lewis. And I was having a conversation with one of our TradeView clients, Charlie Munger, who is Warren Buffett's assistant. I'll go to the trade here. As we all, if you don't know, he actually blessed Baba, which I actually bought as well. And Baba, by the way, let me go to the chart here. Baba's been up and down and up and down, but if you're going to try it, now's the time. The RSI is good. I am longing for the TradeView account. Like I said, my point being, if Charlie Munger, and by the way, him endorsing Baba is like the Pope saying that it's okay for gay marriage. You know what I mean? That goes way outside of their comfort zone. And I like
this Pope. You don't know. This
yeah.
Pope, Francis might.
And I like the way it's acting, and I certainly do. And you know what? I like the way China's. And there's two positions that I took. Well, by the way, JD, I was short a little bit yesterday, just as a fade. And that, by the way, that's going to, if you can see my chart here, that's going to have to back and rest and fill. And that made a good move up. I would like the volume to be better.
But so you have your Olympic trades on.
I don't know about that. Well, Olympic trades, and I could be doing a lot of things. I didn't get that serious. But, and another one I'm buying is PDD, Lewis.
Well, they're doing the opposite of what the U.S. Fed is doing. They're easing.
Okay, touche. But I also posted something here, and this was important. And I think it's more important on a short term because I posted on Trade. Am I on TradeGATEHub?
You're showing. No, you have a chart up right now. Okay.
And I want to show you what I posted. And this is something that means more to me than any type of macro picture. And this is it. If you can see, short sellers are very active in Hong Kong. They made up more of 20%. So they're shorting China. And by the way, from what I've seen, I've been seeing bullish calls go off on China. So let's look at the China index. If we get this far, let's look at K-Web.
What's that, FXI?
Well, K-Web, yeah, FXI. I mean, I wouldn't listen. You could say that's.
Let's see it.
Well, that's. Oh, I'm sorry. That's FXI. FXI. You could say
still looking at TradeGATEHub. Yeah. There you go.
All FXI. Right. That could be whatever. It could be whatever symbol. I wouldn't short it. I want more confirmation. But it's holding a lot of key moving averages. It moves up on a lot of good volume.
Looks like it could trade to that moving average 41 or so, Mike.
And when you have stocks like Baba's good, JD is acting well. What is this Billy I like as a trader? Billy, I want to see more range come in. What other stocks do we like?
Well, I don't know if it's a coincidence, but and I'll show it tomorrow. But the U.S. dollar yuan, had put in a major bottom. And had a big up week last week, so they're starting to devalue. And that's usually pretty positive for
You
equities, right?
know what? This is what this is. As I said before, I bought Bobby yesterday. I believe I posted or today. I bought more today. I bought PDD, which was yesterday. And the bottom line is watch those two because they are arguably the best of breed. Some people, and then if they start going as a short-term trader, then you buy the ones that have a short squeeze and a short float, like Lewis. You should know, like these small ones like IQ and which ones like API was up $2
I like
yesterday.
that RSI pattern in the last one you had there. That
IQ,
was, yeah.
yeah, no,
Look at it. I mean, that's pretty glaring divergence from December of 21 to where we are now.
well, this is January of
Higher
20.
lows on the RSI at new lows is a pretty glaring divergence down there.
Well, the glaring divergence is that literally a year ago today, the stock was 20. Now
Well,
it's
I'm just
4.
talking about now.
Oh, no, and now, no,
Since
I got my eye on
21.
it. No, I got my eye on it. The only
Yeah.
reason I would have my eye on it is the very reason why sometimes I'm hypocritical or I troll a couple of people on Twitter feed, and that you
Yeah.
don't want to buy a stock just because of it has of a short squeeze or it's too cheap or too good to be true at this level. But that there is what you want when you buy one of those dogs because you want them to short squeeze, and it's the only reason
Yeah.
why you would buy it. But
Yeah.
I digress.
$10,
Yeah.
maybe.
What else?
Like always.
So that's my question. That's my answer on China, Lewis. I nibbled on the two best ones, and they do look good.
Brazil's acting pretty good, Mike. You know, I started following that ETF, EWZ, I believe it is, and
It is.
it held up pretty good during risk off here in the U.S.
Davi
I think a
Malone,
lot of different markets are smelling we're close to a turn in the dollar, and
You-
there's money flows out of the U.S. into things that are cheaper.
No, I can appreciate that. And here's the chart on the EWZ. Davi Malone gave me a big winner and a big loser. Noted. He gave me EWZ. I think it was around here. Went to 26, but good call. I think he gave me Melly too. Oh, Davi, you're killing me. Okay, so there's Melly, but I have my eye on EWZ. I have my eye on I like, oh, you know what I like? What's that stock? SQM, the battery maker. This Chilean battery maker I kind of like here. SQM, it's in Chile.
I know it's kind of out of left field, but do you watch the Russian market at all,
I
Mike?
do. Yeah, I do. I do because I'm generally interested.
Okay.
B is because I'm probably someone like you. I would have to answer a question like that would want to know. Seriously, it's a
Okay.
question I should know, but I don't
You don't.
trade it. Do I? What is RSX? That's the only thing I trade. I believe it is.
Okay. That's
No,
easy.
it's not RS. Oh, you know what is YNDX?
Oh
I
God,
think it's
that
YNDX.
you'd have to make an appointment to trade. Let's
Yeah,
see.
YNDX. I think that's a
Okay.
Chinese stock.
All right, so
A
it's
Russian
really
stock.
been under pressure for a long time.
It has.
Wow. Maybe that's why he needs a war.
No, if it's the bottom line is if it's moving, I'm going to trade it from a short term. If it has, the whole reason why we are in TradeGATEHub is that it's if it trains price, range, good price action range, we're in it.
Yep.
So let's do it. Let's leave it here what the wise guys are doing right now.
There's a wise guy.
No. Okay, so we have BROS, bull betting at the massive strength. BROS. I was the only one. Look at this stock. This is BROS. And by the way, that's the equivalent of Starbucks. That's Dutch Brothers. This that new IPO 38.
Yep.
You know why this line is here? Because I was buying it at 44. That's why this line is here. And I left.
Okay.
Nice trade, Mike V.
Nice pivot.
But well, it might show you what Starbucks is going to do, but there's the long term on Starbucks. But my point is they were buying BROS. It might be a little bit late. What else? Put the call ratios are coming down a little bit. That's good. CTA triggers. You want to go to look what the Jesus feed said. This is the public one. Look what they say right here. U.S. manufacturing. Well, nothing. Credit spreads. We're bullish. That's nothing really going on here. Growth names are acting well. Good. They should be. KKR exploring sale of a public offering. That's big. So that's it. I don't know what else to. The bottom line is being on TradeGATEHub is being active and tactical, and having a plan. I usually split on a tactical daily side. I usually split the day in two. I usually try to get a piece of paper and forget about the morning, and then I go to this, or I usually go to this first when I get back. If you'll see our stock page, and I just want to make a point here because eventually I want to stop going to my other page. I want to consolidate my couple of my sites, or matter of fact, all my sites, and look at it. Let's look at top US gainers, percentage gain. So we'll look at EBON and UPS and we'll know, to no surprise, will probably be on there. So let me go to my wise guy page, if you will. Bear with me. Okay, hold on. Let me share. Okay.
Hey, Mike, is your fund closed or open?
It's all, well, it's open. It depends on to be honest, it depends on the person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you vet them.
Well, it's not, it's vetting on trying to help the people that I think need help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to get into it. Somebody wants to get in, they'll call me another time.
Okay.
The bottom line is this is the list of movers, range, volume. This is my list, my sexy list. So what has range right here? Relative volume. UPS. I like UPS. My point being on TradeGATEHub. Hold on a second. And I don't mean to be redundant. I'm just trying to make a point. Where's my thing here in UPS? Is that this, you saw before I did it, you saw that I was on TradeGATEHub on UPS. So that was on there.
Yes.
So what has range, volume, and big poppers? I'm interested in SRR near the high, PBI near the high, that reversed. EBON, that was also on there. EBON. Why don't I have this TradeGATEHub big? Because I want to prove this point. Google TradeGATEHub. Well, I'll get to it another time. You know what? It's probably behind here. Hold on a second. So you see right here, EBON and UPS. That's what we want on TradeGATEHub. Let me share this properly.
There's that tiger. So don't just buy the dips and sell the rips, be a tiger.
Yeah, no, it is be a tiger. But I'm pointing out that all of the amenities that TradeGATEHub has to offer. But if you will, you know what I mean? I'll get back to it finally, and thanks for your feedback. Snap and Spotify. I don't like Spotify. Snap. Okay, Lewis, let me tell you my opinion on Snap. If you want to buy, Lewis asked about Snap here, and I'm going to give him an answer.
So everyone watching us live, you could come in here. You want Mike to take a look at something you're considering for a position.
Okay, there was the 3-day up pull. Sorry, coach.
Share it with you.
Yeah, there was the 3-day up pullback. Usually the stock went from what? 28 to 34. Nice move. Now it's holding the 8-day. If you're going to try it, Lewis, I don't say something. Don't buy something into earnings. You want to do that? Buy a couple of in the money lotto calls. You know what I mean? For $1,000 or whatever it might. Excuse me. Hold on. I'm getting in trouble by Jim. Not, but I should be. For whatever you think is applicable for the client's needs. So if you want to do something, take a lotto call. You know what I mean? So if you buy
lotto to me means risk capital money. You
no, it's going to be a binary event. It's going to either work into earnings or it's not. If you want to buy a long-term position, certainly buy 20% of it. If it works, bravo to you. You have a little bit of money to, or a winning position to work off of. And if it doesn't, you're not stuck in all on the outlying capital laying it. So suppose you want to buy 1,000 shares of Snap, it's $33,000. For $1,000, you could probably have just the movement if it was of the equity of itself with the price move. You understand what I'm saying? So Snap long-term. Don't buy. Listen, if you want to know how Snap is going to do, wait till after numbers. You're not going to miss anything. It's not going to jet right up to 70. It's going to give you, maybe feeling better on how it's going to act. But if you have to be in it, buy a couple in the money lotto calls and see how it's going to do. If it works, bravo. Then you probably sell the options and build a stock position because it probably shows colors for then and move on.
I'm looking for a lot of volatility Friday in the NFP. Mike, it's in the, last one before the Fed, I believe next month or maybe one more. And actually I've heard it's Fed governor talking about it should be a weak number because we're all kind of wrapped up in COVID and, people, I don't understand why that would have anything to do with the employment, because if you're employed and you have COVID, you're still employed. But he's saying a lot of people didn't seek work because of COVID. So he was talking about a weak number. So a strong number would be a surprise to the street. So I think Friday's going to have some fireworks.
Yeah, definitely. Where's the section?
But you know, there are fireworks every day.
There are fireworks every day, and a lot of my stocks are going higher here. Let's take a look at the family. So we got Nutella. Do we looking here?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Nutella. We were hurting this thing. It was $78 a couple of days ago. Now it's 98. What about SDGR?
Oh, Mike, remember how the QQQ ad was a trade indicator for me before the sell-off in QQQ? I got another one, and why I think we're going to take last Monday's low out. Okay, so I was watching the hedge fund community was having a big convention, and there was this one interview on CNBC, and one of the hedge fund managers, this lady said, "I'm so relieved. You know, we're all so relieved that, you know, the market turned."
Yeah.
That low is going to be taken out.
Whoa. Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. Because, yeah, I do. I think that low will be taken out because everyone's too relieved. So we're looking at something here. You're showing your...
No, I want to show our trade view positions.
Okay.
That's my trade view positions now. Can I see the screen?
Yeah.
That's what I currently have now for trade view.
Okay.
Those are them. If you could see.
Yeah.
So I have overstock Nutella, PDD. I told you I bought. Upstart, Bob. I told you I took a position to. Roblox. I took a little bit of money off. So that's my, you know, that's where I sit.
Yeah.
Always transparent here at TradeGATEHub.
That's pretty cool, Mike.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. So I tell you what, minus. So, you know, I think a lot of people had drawdowns last month, even with the late recovery in the month. What was your drawdown in February?
In February, I think this number was, I'm not sure. The drawdown, you know what? I'll show you. Hold on a second.
How many people do that?
No, it's fair. Hold
Show
on
their drawdowns. You know, on Twitter, people choke on a few things. I don't know, and I was wrong. They can't say it. It gets stuck in their throat. Okay.
This is the active account.
Yeah.
So I'll go, I think it's home.
Yeah.
Let me go month to date. No, that's wrong.
3.6%.
Down 3%. That's from, yeah.
That's during okay.
All 1 month.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. 1 month. So the month to date could be today. Yeah, it's 1 month.
Okay, so it's pretty much in line with the
average. Well, that's year to date. That's year to date. I'm down 3%.
Okay. All right, buddy. I really appreciate you showing this stuff, and
I don't know. That's not, is that bad?
No, it's authentic.
Well, it's authentic. The market's freaking getting crushed. You know, the market's down 10 to finish 10% in Jan, isn't it? Look at this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And you know what, Mike, was really impressive.
Hey, by the way, and you know what that's including? That's including today's losses. That's today included. So yes, if I didn't do a couple of stupid things, I'd be up.
You know, I've been around for a while. I've seen hundreds trade. Okay, you know, I've taught them everything, Mike. And you know what really impresses me? Okay. And you know, Tim told me about you before we started talking. What really impresses me is that your demeanor does not change.
Well, I'm going to tell you why. And it's a listen. It's a learn response. This is the bottom line. After 20 some odd years, and by the way, when I say 20 some odd years, hold on a second. I mean that I no longer have to know what fishing pole I'm going to use. I no longer have to know what sneakers I'm going to put on. It's all about, it's at that point, and I tell everybody, and I'll leave it at this. It's all, you go on Amazon, go into the bookstore. There's not one form. If there was only one algo, one formula, there would be there'd be a 30-foot story, whatever algorithm in Beijing cranking out. It doesn't work that way. 50% of the books, give or take, a psychological. I know. Listen, if I'm a golfer, I know to keep my left arm straight at this point. I know to keep my head down. I know whatever it takes, whatever sport you play, whatever you do to get the execution time, it's already done. Now it's only about it's me. It's only me against me. It's not me against the market. I go out. I have a charter boat. I have ammo. I have all my poles. I have all my bait. It's up to me how many fish I'm going to catch or what I'm going to give back. Some days I don't catch the fish. It's all fundamental process. It's me against. Don't let your losers run. Don't average down. Be aware of your pluses and your minuses. I'm not about buying the VWAP here or the third day. All those things I'm trying to relate to you. It's innate to me at this point. So I'm transparent and I stay cool because Tim and I always talk about numbers don't lie. You will be amazed. And I still keep in a notebook. You will be if listen to anything, keep it. Keep your trading DNA, your profile. It is amazing how, yes, you will tweak. I didn't know what the gamma. Oh, of course I knew what a gamma squeeze was, but because options are the retail trader are trading options more than they have in bazillions of years, and probably that's why I'm trading it now. Here are a couple of things I have to put in the tool belt, but you know what I mean? Develop your own style. I don't have a better style. I just traded better than a lot of people. That's all. So I stay cool. Numbers don't lie. And I have to be aware. And I say the most important thing is focusing. And that's why I stay cool, as I focus on what's going on. That's all. And I'm off the.
Well, you know what? Thank you, Wall Street fisherman. You're pretty cool. And I appreciate your transparency today, Mike, and good hunting the rest of the day. And I just keep learning from you. So I appreciate that too. So you guys can join Mike tomorrow. He's on almost every day. He's on every day except Thursday, right, bro? Thursday too.
I'm on Thursday. I'm going to stop being on Thursday. If Lewis asks me, I'll be on Thursday. You have to ask nicely, though.
All right. And remember, if you want Mike's view,
I should do a morning one. I'm going to do a morning one soon.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I can prepare. I'm going to do maybe Thursday mornings. I'll do a morning one. We'll work on that with the TGH live stream crew. But I should do one in the morning.
All right. So anyway, the answer to the question is, should traders buy dips or sell rips? Mike says do both and just trade. And that's a wrap, everybody. Thank you, Mike.
Okay.
The Wall Street fisherman. I'm hooked.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's tough to get it's tough to get out. Once you're in the stream, listen, it's like me too. Once I'm in the bloodstream, it's hard to get me out of it, believe me. But I appreciate everybody. Have a plan, trade well, look at the earnings plays. They're going to not only probably move the rest of your stocks, if not the market, but make a stand, make a stance. Maybe earnings plays a little bit more. It's a little stronger than what interest plays are doing at this point. So have a plan. I'll be back after lunch. Cheers. And thanks for your time.
And control your risk. Don't feel relieved. Be on guard. Adios.